First match of tonight. It'll be between VDP and Darkcats. VDP being violent display of power. And for VDP we have Lifer, Defix, Heiko and Megatron. For Darkcats we have Carmen, Necrophagus, Top Knot and Jean-Luc Picard. I think I got all the names right. Megatron, Jean-Luc Picard, yes I did. Okay, joining me in the admin channel is the Crow. And they're just going through preliminaries here. Currently we're in Illinois and this is DM6 Campgrounds. So I think they're just sorting out who's going to play. We're waiting for Necrophagus and Heiko to ready up and we should have this first game in this match to go. Again, this is the last match of the regular season for both these teams and we'll be going into playoffs fairly shortly. Next week will be a bye week. Everyone will be off while everyone gets ready for the playoff run. Okay, so I'm missing my sidekick, Mr. Excision. We don't know where he went off to.
2 hits. Impressive.
Let me put up some accuracies. We're just waiting for Necrophagus to complete his warm-up. They're getting some prompting by the Crow on waiting up, and we have VDP already up and just waiting for Darkcats now. And that's Necrophagus. He's probably got to switch over from his deal one-on-one mode to his clan arena mode. There he goes. He's actually AFK.
Prepare your team.
Here we go. I was just gonna free fall it, but Necrophagus has actually readied up.
Round
So here we go.
begins
I'm on
in
Defix now.
3, 2, 1.
Coming up the
Fight.
stairwell off the bridge, and he's right in the thick of the enemy squad. He's gonna go up the main jump pad. So look for a rail. Give you a cross here. Gets a nice rail off on the rail area. And he's got 2-on-1 situation. He gets taken out by Necrophagus. I'll stick with Necrophagus.
Round begins.
Very quickly, Darkcats has taken a 1-0 lead.
2, 1.
Darkcats has the bridge and the rail. 3 at bridge, 1 at rail. And they're looking at doing some major damage here to VDP. Necrophagus again with the nades to the top. Ooh. Nice dodge. And we're going to finish that off. He's got a second one he can't finish off. So we have a 1-1 situation.
Round begins.
Moving off to Top Knot, coming off the stairwell off the bridge.
1.
We're going to dispute the bridge with VDP. VDP does have 2 up the top, 2 probably at the bottom. Follows move to Megatron. Megatron jumps back up to the bridge, avoids the rail from across the way. And he doesn't avoid that. So 1-on-1 situation between Necrophagus and Defix. With Defix having the clear advantage in terms of armor and health. So he's just missing some of those rocket damages. Does a nice job of avoiding a lot of that.
Red wins the round.
Some nice skills being shown by Defix.
Round
Move on to
begins
Heiko.
in
3 at the
3,
bridge. Where's the 4th one?
1.
4th one's at rail. So Heiko's trying to do some bridge work here. You get clipped with a little bit of an aid there, and he gets taken out on the bridge. Moving on to Megatron. Megatron has a little bit of a 2-on-1 situation. He gets taken out by Jean-Luc Picard.
Round begins in
So
three,
DAR has 2 at the bridge, 3 at the bridge, 4 at the bridge, 3 at the bridge, 1 at rockets. And Jean-Luc Picard does some algae and rail work at the bridge. He does take off 1.
wins the round.
And just like that, they have the round point. Jean-Luc Picard spawns at pillars, makes his way to the rail edge.
1.
He does have a 1-on-1 situation with Lifer, and he's doing some LG work. He does get him down. He's low on the health. LG battles do get you down below 50, so again, gotta pick your spots and look for the rails. We have a 4-on-1 situation. I'm gonna find Megatron, see what he can do. He has a rail to give, but not much else. He's got to avoid some of that splash damage, and he does. Working the pillars.
Blue wins the round.
And eventually does get taken out. So DAR comes up with the
Round
2-point
begins
advantage on the rounds.
3, 2,
Necrophagus
1.
at the bridge. They have 3 at the bridge and 1 at rail. The 1 at rail has dropped. So DAR's taken fairly good control of the bridge area most of the time. And you can see Necrophagus doing fairly good teamwork with the rest of his team.
Blue wins the
Concentrating the
round.
fire on the VDP guys.
Round be
Moving on to Jean-Luc Picard, we haven't had too much of him.
1. Fight.
He's doing some work at the rocket area with teammate. He's going to be careful not to take too much of that splash damage. Moves over to the rail edge. Put some nade spammage down there. And does catch Megatron with a full in-your-face LG. So he's taken out 2 with the LG, and the third one gets a little bit of help on that one. He's very low. He's going to take a rail. He's going to take several rail shots.
Blue wins the round.
So let's move on to Lifer for
Round
VDP.
begins in 3, 2, 1.
He's at the rockets, working that. He's going to go into the bridge. See if he can get a double team. He does get some flanking on Jean-Luc Picard, but Jean-Luc Picard with the turnaround rocket right on target. And he gets taken out. Defix now. He's got a 2-on-1 situation, so we'll stick with Defix, see if he can power his way out of this. Very good rail skills he's seeing being displayed.
Impressive.
Excellent. He gets Karma on the drop down, and for the clutch rail, does come away with a round point.
Round
VDP.
begins in 3.
So he's starting
2,
at pillars. He's a little bit
1.
late in getting to the bridge area. Probably issuing some chat messages. Nice dodge work there.
Impressive.
Let's just give you a... Very patient. Doesn't release that fire unless he's got a good clear target. Moves over to top knot. But DAR does come away with that
Round
point.
begins in 3.
Let's have a look at
2,
top knot going up to the rail
1.
edge. He's got a 1-on-1 situation with Defix. He basically pushes him off the rail edge, continues on to underneath the bridge area, looking for another target. Nicely avoided a rocket coming into the plasma bridge stairwell area. Oh, does get taken out by Heiko, rocket jumping to the top and doing a little bit of a splash on the bridge area. And Heiko gets taken out, and right there we have an 8-3 situation for
Round begins
DAR
in
advantage.
3,
Back to
2,
Necrophagus.
1.
He skips over his man at the The rail edge. Rocket jumps up to bridge, where his team has basically the advantage. So again, very careful to not get isolated.
Impressive.
Looking for the rail. He did land that. Another rail coming up. Well, that's Rocket. 2 LG. Rocket jumps up and does get Defix. So basically we're seeing a 3-on-1 situation. Let's see how Megatron plays this. He does get taken out with a rail by Necrophagus on his
Round
that
begins.
long elevator passage to the top.
2, 1, fight.
Well, let's move back to Necrophagus. They have basically the bridge area and they're not relinquishing that. So they're going to be pushing out and extending from that area into the central region. Necrophagus is looking for the one VDP that went into the basement. I'm going to chase him out. He's going into the stairwell region. It's not there. Here's someone at the pillars. And it's Defix. So, first game very quick. It's a 10-3 win for DAR. And let me just flash up the stats. We can see DAR with some really good rail stats here. 54 and 51% for Necrophagus. Even Top Knot, 47%. Karma has a very low percentage. Defix with a 62%. Huge rail. He's very deliberate with that rail. He does hold it and he doesn't release it unless he's actually sure he's got a target to hit. So we'll wait for the second game of the match and we'll see where they move off to now. Okay.
Prepare your team.
Okay, so we have a little bit of ghosting situation here that the server wasn't set up properly
Round
and
begins in
teams were able to free
3,
space and give
2,
away positions of their
fight.
enemy opponents' members. So a little bit of oversight on the part of the team captains as well as on part of the admins. I don't think it would have made a whole heap of difference to the outcome. So a little bit of fallout from that oversight. It's Karma who actually made the server, and he didn't disable the free float, which does allow people to ghost around the server and give away enemy positions. It's somewhat of an advantage. But I think most players know by the sound location where the enemy can occur. And most of the last man standing was on not a one-on-one situation, but you know, it was usually 2-1, 3-1 situation, so I don't think it made a whole heap of difference to a lot of the situations where ghosting can become an issue. So they're discussing it, and Crow saying it's supposed to be disabled, which it is.
Two hits. Impressive.
Okay, so while they're discussing that, I don't think it'll make a difference to the outcome. Okay, they're gonna respawn the server, so Crow's made a decision there that the server will be respawned. me to spawn a server? Why I want me to spawn a server? Croak on spawn a server, I suppose. Okay, so let me go and see how I'm gonna do this spawn server. Of course, the last server I spawned was dual server, so let me pick off campgrounds, basic settings. I believe they had the last server in Chicago, so that's where I'm gonna put this one. And rule set QL match management password. Okay, they're asking me to spawn the server now. Okay, now let's see. I gotta disable this free float doohickey, otherwise we'll be in the same position as how do I do that? Allow mid-game voting. Enable automatic shuffle, skill based. That's not it. Game type settings, basic settings, player, match size, regeneration, physics, air control. Oh, I had Instagib mode on, that's why. Should be in match management. I can't find this option. Allow complaint timeout length. Enable. Okay, they look like they've already. Oh, here you go. Enable spectator free camp. No. So Heiko has started a game. So let's go there. Password required. I hope they use the same password. Okay. Let's see if this works. Oh, cool. They didn't use the same password. Not good. Okay. No, of course you didn't use the same password. Okay, they changed the password on everyone. Cool. Okay, here we go. So this server is started by Heiko and should be with the free float cam disabled. Okay, we're still live, and second game of the match. First game went to Dark Cats, 10-3, 10 something win. I've forgotten what the score was. And let me just put up the accuracies. So the last match was 10-3 to Dark Cats, and I'm just going through the stats here. Necrophagus had the highest score, 58. Jean-Luc Picard at 52 for VDP. Defex had 55 and Heiko had 32. So again, it's Defex the MVP for VDP in the last game, and Necrophagus MVP for Dark Cats. So we're just waiting for Megatron maybe? Yes, Megatron is missing. So, so there was something about him rebooting. Maybe he had to reset certain things on his computer or his router. Who knows? Okay, they're not going to do this map again, so I hope they're not going to do this map again. That was some nice LG spin. Okay, looks like they're gonna replay the first map. It'll be on DM6, and we'll see if VDP can get a slightly better outcome than they did the first time. So. Okay, so free float. So this is a free float option which they needed to disable. When you get killed, you can actually spectate and you can zoom around the map and give away players' position. Players' health status is still unknown, but certainly the more experienced players actually can figure out where players are on this map simply by the sound cues, the jump pads and whatnot. So Megatron is back into the server.
Prepare your team.
And here we go. So let's go to Megatron, since he was late in the server. We'll start with him. Or maybe not. Looks like we're gonna go start with DefX.
2, 1, fight.
He's in the central region. They're not gonna take bridge, or at least he's not gonna take bridge. He's gonna approach it from the back end. And ooh, he does take too much LG damage, but he does get his man, Jean-Luc Picard, down. So we have Top Knot versus Megatron for the one-on-one, and this is where the free float could come into a lot of controversy in the one-on-one situations. Not too badly. They're commentating that he's lagging, but I'm just looking at his lagometer. It looks pretty steady.
Round begins in
So DAR takes an early lead on that one-on-one.
Fight.
I'm on Heiko now. He's at the pillars area. I've got the rail laying down the bridge. And he does take some splash damage there. So let me just zoom in so you can clearly see the shots he's taking with that rail. And he just needs to put another splash up there in order to take out his man, but he's not able to do that. We have a 4-1 situation. I'm going to try and find the last DAR guy. It is Karma. And he does get taken out at the bridge.
Round begins in 3.
So moving on to Defex. Watch him work his way from the pillars area. He's got the railing lane on the bridge. And he missed that one. He got one there. I don't know if he got a twofer on those shots. If you do get multiple opponents lining up, you can actually get multiple hits. He does get taken out by top now off the pillars.
Round begins.
So have a look at Necrophagus. They have position on the bridge. They have 1, 2, 3 at the bridge. And he pushes that one off. You can see it's just a lot of LG beams. And DAR does come away with that. We have the sole VDP guy, and happens to be Defex. He's trailing the play a little bit, so he manages to survive a lot of those multiple LG that was coming into the bridge, underneath the bridge area. He gets one. He makes it a 2-on-1 situation. He doesn't have any rails to give. He is railable. So he has to be very careful here not to take too much damage off of that. Just like that, he gets taken out with a nice rocket.
Round begins in.
So have a look at Jean-Luc Picard coming into the rail edge. He's got a 2-on-1 situation. He's got to scarf her out of there. Otherwise he will find himself rather isolated and outdone. He manages to find his team at the bridge area where he's staying. And he goes down to help. He has life very low, and his team manages to finish him off. 4-1 to DAR. Take a look at Karma.
1. Fight.
He's putting splash damage, rocket damage into the rail lane, coming off pillars. So VDP has gone into the pillar situation. Let's take a look at the positions VDP's taken on pillars. We'll take a look at Megatron. There's one at basically red armor. Megatron's taken the lower position, does come up to the top. They've got the one entrance access open at the far end. So now they're scattering. Karma does take him out.
Red wins the round.
And we have 5-1 for DAR.
Round begins in 3, 2, 1.
Following Lifer. He drops down. He's trying to avoid getting too isolated away from his team. And he does some nice LG work. And gets a nice rocket on Necrophagus, albeit on his flank. So VDP has come back on that round, and to bring it in a 5-2 deficit.
2, 1.
Following Heiko, the rocket jumps up to the top of the bridge. Only to drop again. He's going to go central, yes he does. And he's still at the bottom. He just avoided that nade. went right by his ear. And all of a sudden he finds himself alone and isolated by the rail edge.
Wins the round.
And as he drops down, he gets caught with a rail on mid-level.
Round begins in 3.
So let's take a look at
1.
Jean-Luc Picard.
Impressive.
Got some nice rails at the bridge area. He switches over to LG, back to rail,
Impressive.
and it's starting to hit there.
Excellent.
Oh,
Excellent.
so he's had quite a few excellents.
Red wins the round.
65% rail for Jean-Luc Picard.
Round
We'll go to Karma.
3.
His stats
2,
aren't as stellar.
1. Fight.
He's going into the basement area. Rocket jumps up to the top rail and then comes back to put some damage on. He's looking for targets now. He goes to mid-level, central. And he decides to follow his teammates' nades into the plasma area, and unfortunately he gets tagged. Follows moved on to Necrophagus. He's got a one-on-one situation. You can see he's got fairly good health. Megatron doesn't have a whole lot there to play with and does get taken out.
Round
Stick with
begins
Necrophagus.
in 3, 2, 1.
His team's going to help him. He does have all three of them up at the top of the bridge, which he rocket jumps back up to. And very nice rocket work from Necrophagus.
Red wins the round.
So we have a 9-2 situation. We'll
Round
see if
begins
VDP
in
can pull this one
3,
back. It is the first game
1.
point
Fight.
of the match. Currently looking at Megatron. The rockets aren't well placed enough to do a whole lot of splash damage. Karma does take out Heiko. And we have a 3-on-1 situation. Life is the last VDP guy left. He's full. And he's got full armor as well. So again, he's got a 3-on-1 situation. He's got to try and hero it out in order to stay off losing the first game, but he's not able to do that. So not too big a difference between the first game here and the first game played on the aborted server. We have a 10-2 loss to VDP, and we'll move on to the second map. Just looking at the stats again, the 60% rail from I believe that was Jean-Luc Picard. So we'll take a look at the next game.
Vote now. Vote failed. Vote now. Vote passed.
And do you think it'll be overkill? No, it's almost lost. This is very unusual. So I'm just checking the stats for that last game. And yeah, Jean-Luc Picard with the 61% monster rail. Let me just check how many frags he had with that. He had 4 frags with that, 61%, so you can tell that he was hitting. Heiko had a 62% rail for his team. But again, he only killed one person with that, so that made a huge difference.
Round begins in
So,
3,
going
2,
right to the second game.
1. Fight.
Dispensing with the preliminaries, we're on Defex. He's nading into the top pavilion area off the one side. Again, nades followed by a nice crisp rail. He almost got a 2-fer on that rail. Nice rocket work from Defex. Does swallow a whole nade to take him out. Looking at Necrophagus, we have a 3-on-1 situation. Again, Megatron was the last man. Follows move to Karma. He's coming up to the one pavilion on the one side. we can call that the yellow pavilion. The other side will probably be the just the pavilion. For those who don't know where the items are on this map, yellow spawns on the one pavilion, red spawns inside.
2, 1.
And we have quad actually sitting on the outside on the main floor in the courtyard. So coming into the yellow pavilion is Karma. He does some nice rocket work here, taking a lot of damage. And finishes it off. And all of a sudden we have a 3-0 lead to Dark Cats.
3, 2, 1.
Sticking with Karma, he's rocket jumping. He's going to do work on the mid-level with his LG. And he does get taken out. Heiko is looking for a target. We have a 2-on-2 situation here, BDP. Now we have a 2-on-1 situation. I'm going to find the last... well, he killed him.
Round begins in 3,
BDP has
2,
the first round of the second game. Defx does manage to get some damage on to get that first kill. Jean-Luc Picard with a 2-on-1 situation does take it out, the second man, make it a 1-1 and does come away with a point. Very nice work from Jean-Luc Picard.
Round begins in
Again, very strong rail from Jean-Luc here. Nice rocket placement to bounce his opponent up in the air. He goes to work with LG on Heiko, drops down. He doesn't have a whole heap of health left after those two exchanges. Rocket jumps all the way to the far pavilion. He's trying to get the opponent at the yellow pavilion with a rail, but fails to do that. Now we have Defix. They have a 2-on-1 situation. I'm going to go to Necrophagus, who makes it a 1-on-1 now. He's got Defix on the other end. He is railable. I believe Defix is also railable, yes. So pretty even matchup here. Let's see how they both play it. And he took a chance in doing that rocket jump and paid the price. Necrophagus was just waiting for that sound to pop out
2, 1.
and get the air rail. Necrophagus rocket jumps to the top, drops down into the quad section of the map. Oh, and some nice nade work from Necrophagus, and very nice LG suspense.
In 2 seconds. Excellent.
Once that LG's got you in there, there's not a whole lot you can do.
3, 2, 1. Fight.
Necrophagus able to get away from that. He was caught flat-footed with the wrong weapon out, and was able to manage to do a little bit of escape to rockets. They are looking for the last man. We'll take a look and see who it is. It's Lifer this time. He's skipping all over the nade damage being thrown his way. He does take out Karma. He's got to be careful here. He doesn't have a whole lot to give. But he does get taken out. So, let's move on to Megatron.
In 3, 2, 1.
Dark Cats with a 7-1 lead, very comfortable on this map. This map choice, I believe, was VDP's map choice. Karma with that kill.
Red wins the round.
And we have 8-1 to Dark Cats.
Round begins in 3, 2, 1. Fight!
So Karma's very heavily rocket-centric, and he does get taken out. Now, watch a little bit of Heiko. They have a 3-on-1 situation. I'm going to try and find... it was Necrophagus. He does get cornered and taken out.
Round begins. 3,
Take a look at Megatron.
2, 1. Fight!
He gets taken out in the courtyard with LG.
Red wins the round.
And we have match point here coming up. So we'll stick with Top Knot.
Round begins in
For
3,
Dark Cats.
2, 1. Fight!
Oh, he ate a little bit of that rocket. Nice rail. Nice rail. Second hit. And impressive for those 2 rail hits. And of course, it's a bit late, but I'm going to put up the accuracies now, so you can look at the last point of the game. Lifer is basically the last man for VDP. He's avoiding all those nades. And it looks like Dark Cats is just putting up nades for the last kill. Oh, and they get it. Karma does get it with her final rocket.
Red wins.
Very similar to the first game, a 10-2 lead by Dark Cats, and everyone's leaving, so we'll just have a look at Dark Cats as, again, Jean-Luc Picard with a 62% rail. So, and that is the game. Everyone has left. 10-2. So, let me end the broadcast now.